welcome back to the Next Possession podcast. Today I've got Demi Babalola and Ronney Ani. You both okay? Hey, good, yeah. So, Ronney, obviously this season you've been playing, have you been playing again? Yorkshire Dragons, that's the BCB. Yeah, so BCB is a new league.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm wondering your first thoughts of it when you first came into practice and sort of being around that environment and stuff.
it was a lot more like straightforward, They're not going to walk you through everything like you're a child anymore. Just kind of just get there and get to work. I actually joined fairly late. They had already had a couple practices, so it felt like things were already established. People sort of knew their roles, so just trying to fit into that, find my own place. But it was tough. Like everyone was so professional. I was kind of nervous at first. Like everybody felt like they were so serious and they were there to just do that job. But I ended up shooting out pretty well.
Yeah. What was like the big differences between like obviously coming from a junior setup, you've been for ages, to then going into that setup? What was like the big differences that you kind of saw?
Yeah, they definitely they'll walk you through as much you're not learning new concepts like you are in academy and like junior. You're sort of just going over applying the things you should know already. And I'd say just like the overall sort of like the quality of thing you do, like the margin for error for mistakes and like things like that, people capitalize on that so quickly. So yeah, they just expect you to be ready to go.
Yeah.
So then, like, if someone's about to join BCB now, what would you like? Is there any advice you would give him?
I just say don't rush it. There's a lot of guys there that are like, there's not a lot of new guys there. And I feel like everybody there is quite adult and they've all in their own journey, their own path to end up there, and it's still a good level of basketball. So say don't rush it, and if you are going to go, just be ready to perform and like be confident in yourself. Trust your ability to play the gaps. Like it's a long season. If you stop on your way at first, just keep working, keep playing as best you can, and hopefully it'll shape out.
How was your season? I'd say I didn't really watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, for the team was pretty good. We made playoffs. Unfortunately, we lost first round of the playoffs to the guy who ended up with it, but it was pretty good. We had some little streaks, ups and downs, but it was fairly successful. And I feel like we got on quite a lot of the team. We had a couple of injuries, which was a bit worry, but that's just basketball. That's going to happen.
Yeah. What was it like in SLB? Yeah, what is it?
So, like, with SLB, I would say, like, that was probably the biggest adjustment I've ever had, like in terms of basketball in my life. I came from, like, I think the highest level of basketball I played at, I promised, like, PG man. Yeah. And then from going there, I, like, skipped into SLB. It was, like a really big jump. And I think there were a lot of great experiences, like, overall. And there are obviously a lot of moments that tested. I think it was definitely like a good experience. We were able to see what like playing pro basketball was like. They were traveling to different countries for basketball and understanding what it takes to play at professional level.
Yeah. Do you think both of you, this is for both of you, do you think that a junior in England needs to experience that before going to like the States or wherever? Or do you feel like you don't?
If you had to pick one, I'd say two.
Yeah.
Obviously, not everybody's gonna need to and have that able to them, and you can work out yourself. Like you can get in there, and it might be a bit harder. You can adapt, but I definitely say it'll be better to have that sort of experience. Just playing,
Yeah.
it's more professional. These guys have probably been to where you want to go, so they'll be able to advise you and you'll be able to see like the intricate details of like basketball, and everyone's gonna be bigger, stronger, faster wherever you go. So I think it can help you that for sure.
Yeah. Feel like you make a lot because I feel like sometimes at Magic as well, very in-house. I'm guessing you guys made a lot more connections when you started. Yeah. But
People from everywhere all over. So it's just like, and you're with them all year, you're gonna make connections, you're making friends, and it's honestly it's better that way, like branching out and sort of networking.
yeah. How did you manage that when you were thinking? Obviously, right, you're not like a junior anymore. And Demi's not a junior anymore. But how did you manage that where I'm guessing you've got a lot of people speaking to you, even like academies in England, yeah? And but did you have that and stuff, academies thing, yeah? How did you guys like deal with that? And like, did you feel like there was like a lot of pressure to maybe go somewhere or do something or?
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely a lot of pressure to like try and get somewhere,
Yeah.
especially like if you're coming through like academy, you're trying to compete with other people and you see them lead and do other things. You it's easy to follow that you're thinking, oh, I have to do something now, I have to rush or I have to force it. But it's definitely like you just kind of have to push yourself through, like don't rush, don't make any rash decisions. Have people around you, that you can ask for advice. Obviously, it's kind of tough because not everybody either have that, and not everybody have people that are looking out for their best interests, which is again a tough issue. But yeah, you just kind of have to follow people. I was lucky; I had like a good system here at Magic of people I could talk to, as well as family who played basketball. And I'm like, yeah, but what do I want to do? So I could ask them for advice. They could help me navigate.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I kind of agree with what Ronney said a bit. So like, when it comes to playing like pro basketball and like the junior and everything, I feel like there's a lot of pressure like under that. But a lot of like you have a tight circle that help advise you during that process. So like, that's probably the best you're going to be at. Yeah, I think it's difficult doing anything by yourself, and we have a lot of different voices trying to tell you what to do. It's better having like an inner circle that you can trust, and like even if the outcome isn't what you might want it to be, like you would, as long as you have that process of like you speak to the people you trust, you think about yourself, you actually have to like sit down and think about it. And I think you have to live with that. I think once you get like that, it makes it easier on yourself.
Yeah. I just think it's getting crazy though in England at some point, especially with the trying to be American. I think that keeps popping up a lot. Yeah, I know we were talking about it before. What are your thoughts on it? Of like, seems like in England now, most kids, they try and just go somewhere. They go into these random camps where they just literally play games and it's games all the time. It seems like the practice time has gone way down in the country, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that and stuff?
I think I think it really has to do with the growth of like social media and stuff like that. Like the way you're perceived is almost just as important as like how good you actually are as a player. So now with these new camps and like new things going on where there's videographers and you're getting tapes every other week and things like that. Everybody wants to look good and everybody wants to kind of latch onto that. And I can understand why, but I don't know if it's the best thing for basketball because like it's already sort of looked down upon in America with this like AAU culture, how it's not beneficial to kids over there. We're trying to grow as a country towards basketball and like make it bigger, make it better. I don't know if that's that's a step in the right direction for us, but it's just tricky. You never know too much.
Yeah. With all that like social media and stuff, like, do you feel like if you weren't doing that, then you would have no chance whatsoever to do, like go on and stuff? Because I feel like you guys get put under so much pressure, but we didn't have, and I was never a good player, but like we didn't have that. You didn't have to put a highlight tape. You didn't have to think it. You would just send, if people, you just send a game off and thing. But now it seems like if you're not doing some crazy highlight or something, then no one cares.
It definitely helps like on an exposure sense, but like I think that's mostly in extreme cases. Like some people in the UK getting posted more and then like getting posted by bigger and bigger pages that push that trajectory way further. But again, that does take talent, and that like, obviously you need a resource for that. But these people are talented players; they're just getting more recognition than others. I think it just comes down to opportunity. Like if this person getting more opportunity because of social media, that might not be such a bad thing. But yeah, I think it is a lot of pressure though, especially seeing people your age who you may think deserve more than. Obviously, I don't think that's a right attitude to have. But people look at it and think, oh, I'm seeing this guy everywhere. Let me try and push some more stuff out. And I guess I get help you out if you do it the right way. But we definitely still push just emails and stuff like that as much as we can. Try to get coaches, but I think that definitely still is effective more.
Yeah. Same.
I feel like with social media, it can be like it can really just depend on how you use it.
Yeah.
I feel like it can be like a tool that it helps you gain exposure. It helps people kind of get a better idea of who you are because they can see all the videos and pictures. And obviously helps their coaches and so sometimes in some cases. But I also think like when people use social media to compare themselves to other people, and they use it as like I don't know, it kind of bring people down sometimes. But I guess when they're the big.
So obviously now we're in summer, I'm wondering now, especially when you're out, because normally when you're a junior, normally the coach kind of decides what you're doing in summer. Right now, I'm guessing when you're thinking, like, I don't know, do you guys have contact with the teams that you're at? Or
Yeah. Obviously, it's up to you as much as you want. But stay in contact.
yeah, but are they giving you things to do in the summer, or do you have to kind of like make a plan of like, well, this is what I need to get better at, and this?
I think they do create during the season the things to get better at, and it's up to you now and so to like soft capitalize on that and use your time wisely.
Yeah,
But yeah, we definitely like focus on. I think it's up to you as much as it is up to the coach. You should see like where the lapses are in the game and like what needs like immediate attention. So like if you're lacking, if you're shooting 10% from three or something like that, that's definitely something you should work on. Like higher volume shots and shoot away tight and stuff like that. Or if you're guarding, you need the ball to be better. That's another thing that requires attention. So you don't necessarily need somebody to tell you. You can just work on that if any.
yeah. So what have you got down for this summer? What's the?
Yeah, without giving away too much.
Oh, I don't care.
Just like playing off pick and roll and stuff. Like a lot of my explorer and stuff like that. That came from this year wasn't a lot of pick and roll.
Yeah.
Not like a big guy, so the more you play, I want to be able to play one guy. So say scoring off pick and roll and being able to like keep the ball control and stuff like that. And shooting's all in one, just like something that like needs equipment every year.
Yeah.
So two things I'm focusing more. It's best to have like two key things to focus on. Kind of getting out of everything.
Yeah, very true. But then let's say you got to do pick and roll, so you get a bit better at pick and roll. But then you never do pick and roll in the team. How do you show the coach that, oh look, I can do this? And
I guess you'd have to like talk to your coach. Obviously, some people have their own different situations. Honestly, I've made it clear to people that I want to play the one position more, and like they've made it clear that that's something that like can happen, and there's nobody's against it, especially because of size and stuff like that. So I'd be able to be plugged into those situations more often. Start training, see it a bit more. Push it along, getting then see how it develops over time. Obviously, not something that should be rushed. So definitely something that I speak about with the coach, maybe even throughout the season, and then in the summer, and then come back. It's like important to know, because communication with your coach is best. Otherwise, how are they going to know what you want to do?
yeah,
Yeah, I think like especially with me, because I was quite tall when I
you about this, weren't you, when you started?
tall when I grew, so it was easy for me to be put in a position that long run would have been better for me. But I think it's very easy talking about it, and it's very easy like I think it's better doing it in practice first, so you gain that trust from the coach and teammates, and like even for yourself to understand. I also think sometimes like this may be bad advice, but like sometimes you just have to do it. And, like sometimes you just have to decide like you also have to know like what games are best for that, like what situations are right. I think sometimes if you see a situation where you weren't in it enough and you feel like, I want to come up this pick and roll, I don't see an issue, and you've done it in practice a few times. You get a rebound and you try to push it down, try to call a paper, so on. And I feel like the more you do it, especially in games, I think there's a big difference there in practice and in games. I think once you do it in games and get a few times, you gain that confidence in yourself, and your teammates gain that confidence in you as well.
Yeah,
And then from then on, you're able to gain more release in training, you gain more release in actual.
yeah.
And I think being able to have a balance between both, between what's best for the team and what's best for you, it's like the way you need to be. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But I'm thinking, like, does that only really apply at junior level? Because at senior level, say like, okay, I'm giving you, as a coach, I'm giving you a go. If we do bad and the team does bad, okay, I get sacked. Yeah,
I'd say pro level.
yeah,
Pro level, if you take it, like the coach tells you like you sit in a corner, you play defense, you're gonna sit in a corner, like you get paid to do that. Like there's no like on the junior level, the parents come with the parents like support, it's a development. So you don't develop if you only do physical. You also do physical that.
Yeah.
But in a pro level where you need to win, people's livelihoods depend on no one's gonna risk a 6'11" guy bringing down the court and shooting at three. Like people need to win. So I think when it gets to a professional level, or even in the junior level where you need to be one, then I would say
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just in-game reps just matter just as much as like practice stuff, you know. Like, again, it mainly find the junior level because you can't just start playing stuff up in a pro game, like because everything like your stats to get them out at the end of the day. Whether you win or lose, get them out for you and the coach, you know. So it's important, but I would say like especially for like the young guys out there, like just whatever you work on, I'd say maybe talk to your coach and like really try to apply the game because in-game reps matter so much. Like shoot wise, I remember U16. I probably shot like 4 or 3 the entire season,
Oh wow.
and I remember I think I had like 2 in my highlights. It's like spread it out. Like I was like shooting my own time, and then even like the year after when I got into U18 and like work out all the time, and I'd be hitting my shots, but okay, maybe in game I should be hitting more. It comes to a game, I'm just like, okay, I'm not hitting this because it's a different scenario. Or maybe you're tired, maybe the window of opportunity is low and it's contested. So I say just get off the game. Mine's just as much what you practice.
Yeah, because I wonder that. I'm guessing the coach didn't tell you at 16 you don't shoot. So it would been you just not shooting.
You wouldn't even know. I didn't even think I'd notice until the end of the year that I wasn't shooting.
Because I'm still scoring. I'm still.
I'm scoring. I'm finishing AA or 50, 60, 20 points. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with myself, but I need to look at the 3-point.
Yeah, that does happen loads, especially younger kids that have developed physically early. They can kind of get through a game, good starts, and all they've really done is tank it right and just put the ball in. So I would be like saying to kids that, yeah, go out, try and do different stuff, even if it's just a different finish, even if it's just a different forehand move.
I feel like from under 16 onwards, I feel like I've either been with Ronney or witnessed even his BCB games I try and like watch. So it's kind of interesting, like what your favorite game was.
Oh yeah, okay. Favorite game ever might just be the under 16 cup final we did together.
Yeah.
Just because like that was my first time ever like winning something big, and like just seeing like on the aisle like playing just like winning show for something. And I think we were just all so happy. Like I remember winning the game, posing for the medal, just all cheesing, smiling, which like felt like he's on coming one. Honestly, like it just felt really good. So yeah, that was definitely one. I've had like other like fun games, but that like sticks out too much. Like I feel like I just remember the whole game.
Who did you guys play?
We played
The London Lions. It's a no maker. We played against London Lions.
they were not a good team.
They had that little guy, didn't they?
Guy who's I call after the years, and he would live up like him like that.
So would you say that's the best game because you won, or like because you played all right?
Oh, I mean,
Or mix
I
up.
think it was just it might be a mixable plus like life back then. It was just a bit more relaxed. Like that was life is fun, because I'm not back way back games that I did not come from. I didn't play that game.
I think we're gonna say a Mysore game.
That's what I expect, but
I knew that was gonna be lost. Fuck. Yeah, 32 points, no 3.
no shooting number.
Or is it more that because the teams achieved what it kind of set out to achieve? Is that why it's like?
It was like Alfred, my favorite team of people as well that I've had, because it was just like everybody loved basketball and like everybody got along really well. It was just like I felt like we were always laughing and having a good time. So Seals like have that mentality and just not be so serious that still win. It was just like it just felt.
So you would say that was the favorite group that you played?
Yeah, for sure. Favorite group of people I played it. Like, it felt like I'm always laughing.
Some guys quit right after the cup final.
I was that was a real part to me, right? People just realize, it's really how people can have different feelings about the same day. It's crazy. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask if you feel like the worst game playing played was, but what do you think is like your worst game? Could be individual or just might be because you all think I like 40 points or
right. Yeah. That was a game when I was the first year. So the guard for UBL just got in. So I stepped up for the role, and I was just about starting to play quite that more. And we played Burfield Elite OA. And Sheffield Elite OA is always like everybody knows, it's like crazy crowd.
Don't make excuses.
And they had quite a good, they had some quite good on-ball defenders that year. I must have had I think 8 or 9 turnovers.
No, true. Reaver was what? Say the number. We need one number.
It was 9 turnovers. Yeah, but and yeah, all of us had a lot of. And what's great in our year, we were up by like 15, 20 at a halftime. And I was, we were just laughing, just having a good time. I remember somebody said at halftime, it was like, "What is that score?" It was like, "Man, we lost this game." And the edge went straight downhill. And I remember like just being so upset because like I had just stepped into this bigger role and like there was a lot of pressure and I just like crumbled under it. And like I remember some of the older guys, I don't want to say they blamed me, but like it definitely looks down on me a bit for it. I go like, what's this guy doing? You know what? Why is he on the court if he's gonna throw the ball away? And that, I think that was like definitely tough mentally, but it's just one of those things you have to move past, get ready for the next game, you know. But that was definitely like one of my least favorite games. But the first time comes to mind. So
Yeah. I mean, I like to see those guys handle the ball in that situation as well. But yeah, but then I think everyone's had those games, and it's how you bounce back from them and thingy. Did you stay playing the point or?
yeah. Oh yeah. Stay. Obviously, it was when I was like in the ABL. It was like the other guards who could help out when they could, but it was definitely still our role for sure.
Yeah. How was it when you went to the point? Like, what was the sort of? Because everyone says they want to be a point.
Yeah. The AB?
Everyone wants to be a point, but then it's not like I don't think it's like the be all and end all.
You know what? It's not even fun.
It's not fun.
Not even fun.
It's way harder. That's funny. No part of me really wanted to be a point guard, but I just knew I figured out maybe 6 foot, 5'11" at a time. I knew I was going to grow that much taller. So this was going to be something like for my career I just have to do. So, but I had Sergio as a coach who was like kind of helping guide me through it. Like Luke was sort of mentor me because he'd been a guy for a while and he was sort of pushing me through it. But it was definitely tough because being a quite tense player, I can get very into my own like tunnel vision, just want to go and like just run. Especially when I was younger, I was just way worse. So that was like really tough having to like now facilitate and like slow down the game, play at different paces and react to different things. But I think a lot of the time, if you just drop someone into somewhere and like you help guide them through it, like you push them to the next level, I think it can work out a lot. Like for example, Demi now going from EAPL trainer of SLB guys on paper, that's like a almost impossible sort of jump skill wise. But if you could like keep pushing forward and like react well to your situation, your environment, that could really work out well for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder. Ronnie, you're old now, aren't you? Yeah. Hey, what would you tell? When did you start with us?
I was 6 when my first kid.
Right. Yeah.
How did we start? 12.
Wait.
3, so 10.
When you started proper playing, what would have been like the things you would have changed if you were to do it all again?
I'd definitely just say like, just work on the game a bit more, like, because I started, I was quick, I could jump high, I was quite strong. So I was really just living off of right hand. Like, jump high, get to your right hand layer. Same thing all over and over and over again. Like, that's okay. I guess it's fine when you're a kid, but like, I thought that's something I could just do forever. So like, I thought I could just be a slasher forever. I'd be doing this all the time and nothing's gonna change and I can make a living off this. And then you get old and you realize, okay, everybody can make layups now, right? Everybody can get to the basket. What's gonna push you to the next level? So I'd definitely say like try to like push yourself and work on more things. Because bet you do it now, the second team, work on the shooting, like way more than you already are. Like, try to use your left hand on the drive if it's getting too easy to roll your right. Just really work on it because that's the best time. You only do when you're now compete for your trophy or 18th trophy or playing professional. You're not gonna do with it. So I'd say work.
Yeah, because I would say that I remember speaking to you, brother. We always used to say you were lazy.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, but then I feel like there was a point where it just clicked and you just started. I wonder what that point was. Was it?
Yeah, in first one, I was like, I'm no disrespect to that team, but I feel like at that moment, that was like,
They needed him.
they needed, yeah, that's like when you stepped up.
Yeah, for sure. I think like you again, like with U16, like I knew I liked basketball and I knew this was what I always wanted to do, but like I just think I wasn't. Lazy is probably a good word to say. I just wasn't ready to play like the way me. I was working out a bit, I guess. And then that summer into U18, I knew like, okay, we might play a bit. it was a really good team I was going into, especially for APL. And I think I was too comfortable with that. So when that push forward happened, and I was now in the middle of like the lines, and like everybody's trying to play good, I think that really turned off. I was like, okay, this is my competition right now. Like this is just there on the plate right now. If I want to like really play basketball, I have to like push past, I have to keep getting better. So I think that's when my mentality changed in a way where like it's like time to lock in. I think I worked out way more than I did before. I had to work around game, shooting it up the whole thing.
Yeah, I just remember doing that. Yeah, but became a good player. You were all right before, but yeah. Well, Ronney, we have a new section on the show. I call it words from my hat, but they're not even a word. Sometimes it's a little sentence. But whatever. Yeah, take one, whatever it says. Yeah, read it out, and then see if it brings some sort of like story or memory of something. Yeah, so just take one. What a segment.
It's the best advice.
So is this like best advice you've gotten?
The best advice he's ever. It could be the best advice he's ever gotten. The best advice that he's ever given someone. I don't know what advice Ronney's really giving.
Yeah, they'll give my separate. So yeah, I think the best advice I ever got. And to be fair, I think one day I was talking to my brother because like this was around that same time I realized like UHL was like, okay, I really want to do basketball. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to get out of it. I want to like just play good basketball. And he said to me, he was like, basketball isn't the be all and end all of life. There's more to life. You're gonna play till you're here. If you're lucky, you'll play till your mid late 30s, and you'll be doing good. That's only maybe half your life. I mean, you do have a lot more life to live after that. Like, stop putting too much pressure because I used to struggle definitely on the mental side of basketball, like just trying to stay locked in. Like if I miss a shot, because I knew I struggled with shooting still, but I miss a shot, I'm just like, oh, what am I doing? Like I'm checked out for the game. I'm not shooting anymore. Or like if I have my game, could win the whole day. I was like, just like, yeah, it's just basketball. And they're like, yeah, you want to do it, and that's good. But it's a long run for basketball and a long life after it. Like there's plenty of time to get better. There's plenty of time after. Go to school, getting good grades, worry about the external stuff as well as the internal stuff, and just get it right. And I think I come back to that a lot. I'll just be like, just worry about it. Now I'm working out and I'm missed 2 winning shots. It's easy to get a push out of yourself, but it's just like, like I'm gonna hit it again. Like it's basketball. I'm gonna miss shots. I'm gonna hit this one again and just get back to it. So I think that's one that's my favorite piece of advice for sure.
That's good advice. Jason, give me some advice, man. That was good. Like it's good coming from him as well. So you've been through it. Yeah. So he kind of knows and stuff. Yeah. You ever had any advice?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever had any good ones or you're not trash?
I think I get advice from my mom a lot. I speak a lot, like very often. And I remember when she told me, like, regardless of how well I did on the court, regardless of like, obviously she wants to work hard, but even if one day it's like she's still gonna love me the same. And I feel like when you put a lot of work in the basketball, because I feel like to be good at something, you have to put a lot of work into that. And when you put a lot of work into something, it kind of becomes everything about you.
Yeah.
And like it makes you think that your worth is in basketball. So my only value is how good I am at, putting this orange ball through a boot. And I think, when my mom told me that, I really thought about like people what I care about and the people who care about me, they don't care about how well I play basketball. And that's when I felt like, and that was like probably the best thing I've had in a while. Like understanding, like regardless of whatever I do, and EPL or SLM or whatever, like the people who care about me and people who I care about will still say the same. So like, what's the big deal? Because people I don't know, like it doesn't matter.
It's good advice.
That was great advice.
It's great advice. Yeah. Yeah. No. Very good. Yeah. Right, guys. I think we'll go with the last question. So, Ronney, I don't know if you know, but we'll call the Next Possession podcast. You knew that, didn't you? You've watched a lot of the episodes. Thank you. Yeah. So we always ask just what's next for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm taking the right steps forward in my career. Obviously, nothing's official yet. But I just want to, ideally, I just want to play basketball. And I want to play at the highest level I can. I want to have a long career. I want to play till wheels fall. So I'm old and I'm tired of it. I'm sick. I want to sit down and do something else. But just right now, I just have a passion to just keep on playing. So this summer, obviously, we've got the prom coming up. I'm pre-ligate some older guys, some pros. That'll be really fun. And then want to see is that's hopefully I'll know for sure what I want to do and where I want to go.
Nice.
But as of right now, I just want to work. That's what I get back.
Oh, wow. So American. So, wow. Right, yeah, fair enough, yes. Well, Ronney, thanks for coming on, yeah. Demi, thanks for being here as well, yeah. And make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, yeah. We're all pointing.